Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this update, the State of the Saviour Update 3. Now, I know State of the Saviour originally came about as a bit of a emergency response sort of thing due to the issues I had with Desgirl's voice actress and where I stood as far as the show goes, but I figured I'd keep that title, stop blowing me up, as a title for these updates. So, nothing to worry about in this one. What I want to do today is talk about my content structure. I touched upon it in the last one, and my upload structure has been a bit eclectic lately. I mean, there's always been the consistent Dark Saviour Cougarman this year, but there's been little things thrown in as well that, you know, excuse me, kind of I maybe could have waited till the end of the year for, like Taylor and Taylor, Street Saviours. And, you know, that was just basically to bridge the gap while I was working on other things, the main series. And I think what I'm going to do now is focus on the things that were advertised this year. And remember, Taylor and Taylor wasn't advertised for this year. Street Saviours wasn't advertised this year. Dark Saviour Cougarman and GL Dezaras, Green Lantern Dezaras, Green for Salvation, they were advertised for this year. Still, Saviour 2 is in the bag, that is ready to go. But Dark Saviour has a lot of footage recorded. Nothing on the next Cougarman episode yet. We tried yesterday, but first time I tried recording, I forgot to hit record. The second time, when I hit record, Bradley, bless him, forgot to hit record. It was a bit of a mess. We're going to go back and just start from scratch on that. Dark Saviour, almost in the bag, in terms of recording and audio recording and stuff. There's been a few setbacks though, because a lot of these fights, as you know, are PvP related. The Dezaras Stunshock fight it was planned to be just a PvP fight again. However, we've had a lot of issues lately with people taking it upon themselves to interfere in our matches. Now, when it comes to open world PvP, we are in there, we know what we signed up for, but it's still annoying when you're trying to block this fight and do this big scene and excuse me, somebody just decides to come along and attack your character and knock him out. And bear in mind, Dezaras is my highest ranking character at this one, CR68. The main one that I used for Dark Saviour is CR131. So I need to gear down for that. I'll admit I'm a little disorganised with my armouries, but when someone's attacking you, there's no real time to really like just switch. And because I'm at a low CR, because Stunshot was only just hit level 30, it was inconvenient, and it happened. A lot of heroes, I use that term loosely, would attack Stunshock. A couple of times I got attacked by villains, and so what we've done with that is we basically used duels for the bulk of the fight. I mean, yesterday we did a little bit of open PvP and I was able to fight them off because we was attacked again, and we've used duels for the main Dezaras Stunshock fight. I'd planned on using the dueling domes as some sort of protective barrier tech within the series, like a protective dome that shields civilians. Got to be careful with that because civilians can walk through that, but we figured after what happened with Betty, Dad would come up with something like that to make sure that when this fight went down, there'd be no civilian casualties, unlike Conflict in Season 2. So we figured out a way to make that work. Initially I was going to like not bring that in and just use dual domes but record from a third party, like this guy maybe lying on the floor recording it, but then we wouldn't get many angles. So hopefully that turns out well. Another issue was recording the GL Dezaras stuff. The fight between him and his antagonist was the indoor stuff was fine, but then when we decided to go to outdoor, I decided, well, we'll pick somewhere nice that likely won't have a large population. We went to the CAO Dam, those 4 massive water tower type things. Stood on one of those, planning out the scene. Next thing I know, I'm attacked again. I'm under geared. I've dropped gear to make it a more even fight because we're in open world. I'm attacked and KO'd by these 2 villains. The 2 villains then decide to go and invite my villain to the league. Their league, and I immediately hit them on ignore because, you know, I'm not I can be a callous person, but this was like coming like a day after we'd tried the stun shock thing. I'm just running around and I'm recording on. I wish I could do something. They attacked I mean, fair enough, they didn't know that the 2 characters were linked, that they were recording a scene together. It just stuck in my craw, basically, because they just attacked my hero and then invited my villain to a league. I stuck them on ignore. I wasn't in a happy mood about it. I geared up, went back, kicked one of their asses, and then they came back, and while the other one was playing evasive maneuvers, and they kicked my ass again, because, you know, 2 on 1, and I'm not the best at PvP, and then they kind of did the no emote, like no way, and I'll admit I got a little bit too agitated, logged into my 131, went back fully intending to have another fight, and they were gone. So hopefully I won't be seeing them again, but this has like set me back, you know, in terms of, you know, forgetting to hit record on certain things, and basically going into a PvP and hoping for the best. And that's the problem with this, is that I can't make a legit complaint about it because I know what I'm doing. I'm basically signing up and saying, here I am, come and get me. Still annoying, because, you know, even if I did say, look, dudes, there were female avatars, but I don't know whether they're men or women, don't care. But even if I put a tell in saying, look, we're recording a scene, can you just step back please for a few minutes, then do whatever you want to do, chances are it might not have stuck. They might have just thought, oh, well, he's doing that, let's ruin it, just, you know, for fun. So I figured I'll stop recording. I was in an agitated mood, and when I get agitated, it's not good. So took a step back from that, started editing. I've got about 7-8 minutes of this GL Dez footage done, and I've covered basically his childhood and growing up to a certain point. We're about to head into the dramatic stuff now, but there's a good 7-8 minutes of happy family time and stuff like that to open the episode with. On my Facebook page, I posted the intro title sequence, which I'm mostly happy with. The image is a bit pixelated, couldn't find a clearer resolution one, but, you know, that is what it is. Anyway, I really don't know what to do now. That was just a quick update. I just wanted to get a few things out there. Everything is still mostly on track. I'm just being held back by a couple of niggling issues, like forgetting to record PvP and stuff like that. But yeah, we are on track for everything. It'll probably be Dark Saviour and Cougar Man next, the wrapping up those seasons, and then I will be putting out Steel Saviour 2 immediately after the Dark Saviour season finale for Facebook followers. Then the week after that will be the Cougar Man finale, and then immediately after that I will put out Dezaras Green for Salvation for Facebook followers. The week after will be public. I might just, you know, do Steel Saviour 2 after Dark Saviour for the followers, Green for Salvation for the followers the week after, immediately after Cougar Man, excuse me, and then make both public the week after Cougar Man. So you'd have, if you're a follower, Dark Saviour finale, Steel Saviour, then you'd have Cougar Man, then Green for Salvation. If you're not a follower, you would have Dark Saviour, Cougar Man, and then the following week after the Cougar Man finale, you would have both Steel Saviour 2 and Green for Salvation. Pretty sure that's how it's going to go. I will once they are wrapped and in the can, then I will get back to Taylor and Taylor. I have a better structure for that for next year, because there'll be another 3-part in next year. And anything else that I was planning, like the Justice Realm Mobilize mini episode or the Fire and Ice series involving Dezaras and Cryobot, I'm going to put on hold until next year, so I can get my advertised content out the way, as promised. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Don't be a dick, get back out there, don't die. Yeah, yay me, I stopped the suicide. Yeah, I think that about does it. I'm going to sign off here, and you shall see me next time. Wave.